Yo, what's up everyone? Kyrios here, and today we're going to go over all the SSR characters in the game. We're going to go over their stat sheets, and I'm going to talk about what each one kind of does, and we're going to try and put them in the order that I think they're good and from not good. Now, I haven't been able to pull all these characters. My luck has been pretty bad, so we're just going to review from a high-end level. And I'm starting to like this game more and more. There's some systems in this game that are very nice, and it's pretty generous, so let's go over the SSRs. A lot of them are really cool. So once again, if you guys haven't liked, subscribe, all that goodness, I'll see you guys in the video. All right, first one's up. Samir, an absolute beast. She's a double gun user. She attacks from range and uses electricity element as her main source. She has a great animation. I love the aesthetics that we have here. She is a 5-star, so all the ones we're reviewing today are 5 stars. Now, here's her alter skin, or her regular skin, and her alter skin. All right, so she has the trait Thunder and Lightning. Now, after the weapon is fully charged, she's going to cause a crowd control paralysis for 1 second on the shocked target. This does 144% attack damage and can only happen every 6 seconds. This is really good because it essentially adds a stun effect and allows you to just pop off a ton of quick damage real quick. All right, next up we have King. Oh man, I can't wait to get King. Absolutely amazing. Great aesthetics. I love this. I love this scythe that he has. Does an insane amount of DPS. Once again, also a 5-star. Here's his alter costume. Kind of reminds me of like a Devil May Cry kind of character right there. So King does have a scythe. It is mainly fire element. You can see he has S rank shield breaking ability. Going on to his abilities from there. He has the trait called Flames. When he's fully charged up, his next attack will ignite the enemy for 8 seconds, causing 58% damage per second. The other nice part is that the target can no longer, or gets 50% reduction in heals. This is very good, mainly for PvP, but not so much for PvE, right? Or at least I haven't seen a value in that. Maybe there's some world bosses somewhere where King really comes into play. Next up, we have Shiro. Shiro is absolutely amazing. Has this, I don't know what this weapon's actually called, like a boomerang spinning wheel of doom or something. Let's go ahead and look at her aesthetics here. Love it, love it. Very cat-like. Her alter costume makes her a astronaut, apparently. All right, so going over the abilities, she's got A rank in break defense, which is pretty good. And then B rank in charge, not as good as some of the other characters, but having a balance is pretty good. Looking at her trait is called Serious Injuries. After the weapon's at full charge, the next attack will make the enemy enter a injured state for 7 seconds, which increases the damage done to it by 20%. It also causes 137% attack damage. So this is really good. So if you pair... She's a great complement to any team. She allows you to bring out some like heavy hitters like King, or any of the big hammer moves or big scythe or sword moves. Prime them up, get them ready to take a lot of damage, and then swap over to lay in some big ultimates. Meryl. I'm gonna go with Meryl. The goddess of snow, not to be confused with Elsa. I won't say any more so I don't get DMCA'd, but absolutely, she's a beast. Love her. You actually get to try her out in the story. You get to try a lot of these characters out in the story. Her two-handed sword is just a powerhouse. Here's her general skin on how she looks when you pull for her. Here's her altered skin. I don't know if I think I like her general skin better. Obviously, you can see all the frozen thrones behind her, stuff like that. Let's take a look at her weapon. All right, so she has cryo base damage, Once again, she does have that S rank break defense, which is really good. B rank on charge, which is really low, especially for a 5-star. That's okay. That's okay. And then moving on to her ability, she has an ability called Cold Ice, which essentially means after the weapon is fully charged, the next attack against the enemy causes 2 seconds of control freezing effect. So essentially, it freezes them in place for 2 seconds, and then also causes frostbite for 6 seconds. When the frozen target is broken, so essentially you freeze them in ice and then you break them by smashing it, does 151% attack damage. Next up, we have Huma, who is actually a character I was able to pull in my account. she's great. She's wonderful. She is essentially, if you've ever played Monster Hunter, a switchblade user. She goes from having a shield to a polearm axe thingy. Let's take a look at her aesthetics here. Wonderful, wonderful. I like this. I can't tell if that. I think that's a mask that she's wearing right there. Her altered image. Oh, I like that even better. Oh man, adorable. Absolutely adorable. All right, let's take a look at her weapon real quick. And once again, I do own this weapon. So this is a switch style fire-based weapon. She has A rank on break charge and on or a break shield, and then charge. So this is good. She's great complement to any team because she's balanced across the board to charge up and also break shields. So she can cover a bunch of different gambits. And then she has the ability, actually got multiple abilities, but she has a ability called Flames. After charging the weapon and is recharged, the next attack will ignite the enemy for 8 seconds, causing 58% damage per second over that 8 seconds. She also has a reduction to healing on top of that. So when her effect is on the target, it'll reduce the effect of healing on those targets by 50%. Next up, we have Claudia, the Blade Princess. Kind of reminds me of Lilith from like Epic 7, right? So to speak. Let's take a look at her aesthetics here. Bam. Love it. Love it. Altered image. Even better. Cutting missiles in midair. How baller is that? She's got that light element or that neutral element, which is really good. Shield breaking ability is 7.5. So if you guys remember, on our previous character, we had 10.0. It's still A rank. So A rank is a variable on how fast that works. And then S rank on charge rate. So this is really good for charging up those abilities and acting as a support or a pseudo DPS. If we're looking at her ability down below, is injured, increases damage by 20% and causes 137% attack damage. Now, if you remember, that's very similar to, you'll see these are very similar across the board to some of our other characters. But she does fill that gambit of allowing you to do more damage on your heavy hitters. Next up, we have Zero, the cube alchemist something. I actually really like his aesthetic. I think it's really well done. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's take a look at that altered skin. That also does fire damage too. So I think he also, I don't have this character, so I think he heals and does fire damage at the same time. Has an S in charge rank, which is wonderful. B rank in shield break, so you're not going to really take down those shields with this character too much. Let's take a look at his ability real quick. And his ability is called D-Flame. I think that's a bad translation. Next attack will ignite the enemy for 8 seconds, causing 58% damage per second. It will also reduce target healing by 50%. All right, next up, we got Cobalt B. I love the aesthetic. Big gun, tech user. Love, love, love the aesthetic. Here's the skin. Oh, I love that. I love the hair on that. Oof. Love that. Okay, fire-based user or element right there. Has a B in shield break and then an A in charge rate. Once again, this is since fire, it's typical across the board. You do a dot for 8 seconds, causing damage for 58% damage a second over the 8 seconds. It reduces healing. And finally, last but not least, Hane, which I actually love her character. Unfortunately, have not the highest on the tier rating so far. But let's go ahead and look at her. Kind of reminds me of like an Ashe from League of Legends. Let's look at her alter skin. Oh, wow. Woof. Woof is right. All right. And then looking at her bow, S rank in that charge, 11.5, which is really good. Really low on that shield break, but once again, you don't really bring bros in the shield break. Cryo damage by default. Can cause paralysis and freezing on the target up to 6 seconds. Not paralysis, but like a frostbite is what I meant. Deals 151% damage to shattering that frostbite, and then lowers energy acquisition on your enemies by 50%, which is really good. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Hit me up in the comments down below if I don't know, you enjoyed it or if there's any other questions you have. I'm looking forward to this game, but I think I'm more looking forward to a global release of this game. So we'll see what happens. But I'll continue to play so we know what we're doing going forward.